snap, not y'all pulling up to another episode of the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. Ow. What's up, you guys? It is episode 6. Episode 6. Can y'all believe? Well, I don't want to say 6 too much because you know black folk don't play about the too many sixes. Listen, if my total come up to $6.66, throw that Snickers on there. Go get you a bag of chips. Oh my goodness. What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. I am your host here to do the absolute most, Bianca B. Givner, aka the Nostalgia Queen, aka Snow Black, and that's with 2 C's because I'm chill, but I will chop you. AKA Stephen Bay Smith, here to debate all things throwback, Nickelodeon, 90s, Disney, Cartoon Network, anime, you name it. We're going to talk about it here in the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. Yo, I cannot believe this is my 6th episode. I'm really just doing it. I'm making it shake and I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of you. Period, poo. This episode is brought to you by yet another very embarrassing status. Y'all know 09 for some reason seems to have all the bops. 19-year-old me was going through it. You guys. Let me see what I got today, you guys. Let's see. So yeah, this is 2009. I said, it's saying first y'all ignore me, then y'all laugh at me, then y'all fight me, but then I win. What the fuck? Girl, wasn't nobody thinking about you, laughing at you, nothing. You were not a topic of conversation outside of she's a lame. I don't understand why people who think they got haters, those be the one, nobody was paying me no attention. Like, nobody. Again, if you knew 19-year-old me, I am so sorry. You guys, this is a really dope episode. This has been in my head for a little bit, and I actually tweeted about it the other day. I tweeted this, you guys, and it inspired this episode because today we're gonna talk about game shows. I can't help but make everything we're gonna talk about Bruno. That is literally my ringtone right now. If y'all didn't know that, my ringtone is literally "We Don't Talk About Bruno," and it's been that for like 2 years. That song is like top tier, sincerely. Let's get into it, you guys. I want to talk game shows because we don't have as many as we used to. I mean, granted, we still got some of the few, like the classics. You got Jeopardy and but even Alex Trebek going now. Even Wheel of Fortune. What's his name? Pat Sajak. He just announced he went retire. So we got those, but I'm talking the Nickelodeon like game shows. There used to be like hour after hour of literal game shows that you wanted to be on so bad. Oh my goodness. Like, I feel like if you're not a real 90s kid if you didn't spend like half your childhood training to be on one of these shows that you was never going to be on. Let's get into it, you guys. So as I mentioned earlier, I tweeted about this and I asked Twitter, let me pull it up here. For those of yins that are watching, I said yins, I'm a Pittsburgher, y'all forgive me. Y'all that are watching, y'all can see it there on the screen. But I tweeted and I asked the 90s kids, I said, I want you all to imagine, okay, that you're offered $50,000 to win one of these shows today in 2023, okay? Which one are you choosing? And the options are as follows. Legends of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare 2000, Guts, or Finders Keepers. Okay? All right. So those are the options. And I want to break this down because I kind of want to talk about this. So if you are any sort of 90s kids, you knew, like I said, about all the cool stuff. And these 4 are just ones that I just named off the top of my head. You still got Wild and Crazy Kids. What Would You Do? I mean, there were so many. They were always on all the time. And it made you want to get up off your ass, try to do these obstacles, and you want to win. All right. So my answer, honestly, for real, I don't know. I don't know, because the way Auntie's knees set up, if I slip and slide on some slime, the letter of the day is S for slip and slide your ass straight to the ER. Auntie too big now. I can't, I don't know. So we'll break them down one by one. I want to start with Legends of the Hidden Temple because this one was probably my favorite game show of like all game shows. I wanted to be on Legends so bad. Oh my goodness. Now, if I remember, I'm finna say if I'm a beast, and I remember there were 6 teams. Okay, what Legends of the Hidden Temple was? It was a game about adventure and you traveling through the jungle, whatever. And Olmec was this hidden like totem pole god or whatever, and he would take you on these expeditions talking about the past, where you had to figure out how to get through this temple to find this clue about some story and win a chance to go to space camp. That was the ultimate prize. If you won everything, you got to go to space camp. So it broke down into 6 teams. I'm gonna see if I'm a beast and I remember. I know it was the Silver Snakes, because that's what I always wanted to be. Silver Snakes, the Blue Barracudas, gang gang, the Purple Parrots, the Red Jaguars, was it the Green Monkeys? Yup, and the Orange Iguanas, I think. I'm gonna look it up. But I think that's it. And y'all will be broke down into teams of 2. And the very first thing you have to go across was this big, like this river. And the first 2 teams, you're eliminated immediately. You got to get across this river on this little string, like tightrope. And then you got to get back and then get your teammate across the string with the tightrope. And the first 4 across wins, okay? And then from that 4, you go to the little Temple of Knowledge, and where they read you a story. Okay, you just got to listen. And if you answer right, you got to go down the steps, and it breaks down now y'all the last 2 teams. Then those 2, y'all do these little obstacle course games together, and then it's broken down to you and your partner. If y'all make it through, y'all the last ones, y'all get to go through the temple. Now, the temple was lit. It was like 50 obstacle course things of sliding, climbing, jumping, swinging, putting puzzles together, and you had a minute to get through this whole thing. Now, you won like pendants along the way. And if you were good at the games that you were winning before, you had a whole pendant and a half sometimes. If not, you only had half a pendant or whatever. And you need these pendants because when you got in this temple, there were these monstrosities called temple guards. And they would jump out at your ass. And if you ain't pay up. It was like... Them temple guards they were basically big worms.
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions.
It was coming for your ass. And they would jump out, but you can pay them with a pendant. Now, if you're the second person to go in, that's because your person who went in before you got caught twice by the temple guards, and you got to run in and save them. Super, super fun. The only part that irked the hell out of me was that monkey. If you know what I'm talking about, this monkey was 3 goddamn pieces. I don't understand how these kids got in there knowing what it looked like, knowing that you didn't watch this show on TV all week, knowing that it's 3 pieces, that it's 1, 2, 3. You watch kids do this every week, 4 times a week on Nickelodeon, and they get in there and fumble every time.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And then you guys, I looked it up, and I found out that they used to film like 5 or 6 episodes in like one day, and they would let the kids walk through the obstacle course before they actually did it. So they weren't doing it blindly. They had a chance to walk through it. This is how you do it. And they still was falling at the end. I just don't get it. I think the best part about this though was that the prizes were some bullshit.
Bullshit. Ain't no some bullshit.
Like if you remember, they would be like, it's okay that you didn't, cross the river in time. You're not going to go away empty-handed. Olmec, show them what they won. It'd be like a week's supply of Nesquik. You want a week's supply of ring pops. I'm telling you, my mother, I can't imagine my mom paying like airfare to fly my black butt all the way down to, Universal Studios, Florida, paying for hotel stays, food, all this stuff, paying for summer clothes because I lived in Michigan when I was, around that time in the 90s. I lived in Michigan, so it was cold. So paying for hot clothes for me to get down there and lose in the first round and go home with a box of ring pops. My mother would have been in that audience with a belt.
Yeah, get your ass across that river. So.
I mean, it was a fun game, and that's what that was all about. So that's your first option. Then you got Double Dare, all right? Double Dare, I feel like was lit because it was you and your family, and y'all had to get through all types. I mean, talk about the silliest obstacles. They had like, you got to dig your hand up this this big nose and get all the boogers. Oh, it was absolutely gross. I think the one thing about like the 90s, like in Nick, was everything was about snot and slime and just nasty time. But Double Dare was fun because it's like you had to quiz and go back and forth, but you had to rely on your parents and your team to get you through. And the obstacle courses, I mean, they had these big things where it looked like the inside of a car wash. They had pies. They don't make stuff like that anymore. And I think a lot of it is because we're like lazy. I think that us not getting off our asses and not being as physical as we used to, because everybody used to be outside. Like I told you before, there wasn't a bunch of video games and stuff. Now granted, we had video games, but it wasn't like the thing. Everybody wanted to go outside and play. So there was a lot more physical stuff on TV as far as like game shows. So you, your mom, your dad running through an obstacle course, slipping, sliding, getting pie and all type of stuff. That sounded like normal because we used to do stuff like summer camp. We used to have like, all types of water balloon fights, and it was a normal thing. So I don't know. I guess that's why they don't have that anymore. But Double Dare, I wanted to do it so bad. I wanted to slide through and I think at the end of that, there was like 40 obstacle courses. And the farther along you got, the better the prize you got. I can't remember what was at the end of that. Whatever it was super, super lit. And it looked like a hell of a lot of fun. But we're going to get into let me talk about Guts. Let's get into it. Guts was so lit. Guts made me want to represent my country, want to represent my squad, represent my hood. It was so cool because it didn't matter where you were from around the globe. You could come be on Global Guts, which is why it was Global Guts. It wasn't just, in the U.S. Kids would come from Mexico, Australia, the USA, wherever, and it would be 3 kids, and you would compete in physical challenges. And I mean, you would have to ride a bike, swim, climb, jump. You had to be in shape. And what made it real cool was every kid got their own little shout out in between. So if I was on there, I would be so lit. If I was on there, I would be like, hey, you guys, what's up? I'm Bianca. I'm 14 years old. And I'm from, Lansing, Michigan. I'm representing the United States. I like to swim, jump, climb. Can't nobody out jump rope me because and whatever. And you have your little flag from your country. I mean, it's so cute. The best part about it was you could be losing for the most part through the whole thing because you get points as you go along. But that aggro crag at the very, very end, you had to climb this gargantuan, huge mountain. Okay, and it wasn't real, obviously. It was this fake mountain, and you would have to climb this and do all these obstacles, and it's snowing, raining, wind blowing, there's smoke. Now, all of the special effects, of course. And they got rocks tumbling down and all types of, and you got to climb through and hit these buzzers and get the flag. And if you get to the top of that aggro crag, you want a piece of the aggro crag. Oh my goodness. I wanted to be on that show so bad. You could tell me nothing, okay? Like, that's probably why I was so competitive at Field Day, because I'm like, I've been watching Guts and Legends of the Hidden Temple and all that. You're not finna outrun me, bruh. There is nobody, no one to outrun me. Like, you're not finna outdo me. I can climb the aggro crag, and I would be tearing up. Do they still do Field Day? Like, for like real Field Day? Do y'all remember, like, so in elementary school, at the end of the year, there would be Field Day. And for those youngins who are listening, Field Day was a lit time where they would take us all out on the field in the grass, and they would have everything: jump rope, hula hoop, racing, climbing, three-legged races, what is the little sack race, all the stuff. And at the end of the day, you would either get, now this is back when they didn't just get participation trophies, like, good job, everybody. No. You either got a blue ribbon, a white ribbon, or a red ribbon. You came in first, second, or third place, period. Now, maybe you might have got a treat at the end, but this is back in the day where it was just like, no, there are clear winners and clear losers. And if you lost, oh well, that just means try again. Oh well, it's just a game. Like, I feel like back in the day, they taught us more like how to have fun. And not that everything was, granted, everything was competitive, but it also taught us how to be good sports. Like, I've seen people lose their shit over like losing games and stuff. Granted, yeah, we did the same thing, I guess, back in the day, but now it is now. Like, we was cool, you won first place, I'll beat you next time, buddy. Like, it was all in good fun. But yeah, I think it was pretty dope back then, how it taught us sportsmanship and how to get along and all that type of stuff. It was lit. The last one was Finders Keepers. Finders Keepers, though, it was more about luck. Like, I feel like I could do better at that now as a parent, because it's like I'm a mom, so it's like if I can't find it, it's really lost. But if it's easy to find stuff. So I feel like I do better at that now. Only problem is Auntie might have to bend down and get on her hands and knees and look under the beds and stuff, and then they're gonna have to cut the commercial break because the way my back is set up, it's gonna stop, drop, and lock right there. There's no pop, lock, and dropping it. No, it's just help.
Help me! Help me! Nigga!
Just call the Paw Patrol right now. I need somebody to come sweep Auntie up off this floor, because so Finders Keepers, I don't know, because you just kind of got lucky, and if you just found whatever it was, so I don't know if that's really a good competitive one, but I think that I could like get through some of these obstacle courses. You know what? I think I could do Figure It Out. Y'all remember that game show? Figure It Out was the one where it had all of our like favorite people from all that, and Kenan and Kel and Clarissa Explains It All and Shelby Woo and all that type of stuff. Y'all know about Shelby Woo. That's a hidden gem. Anyway, and they would be like the panelists, and they would have some kid on there with some hidden talent, like, I can hula hoop while I'm standing on my hands. I can use my feet or whatever. And the contestants would have to figure out what this was. And so they had all these times to guess whatever. So if they figured it out before the kid, then they would win. But if the kid stumped the panelists, then the kid would win whatever prize. It was really, really cute. And then it would have stuff like a secret word that they can't say, but they don't know what it is. They're like, the secret word is spaghetti. And if they got them to say the secret word, they got extra points. Like, it was real cute. I think I could play that because I feel like that would do the minimum amount of damage to my lower back. I feel like that's my safest bet for real. But I don't know. What game show do you think you could win right now as a grown-up in 2023 for $50,000? You think you can do it? I think you could. That's all I want to talk about today, you guys. I want to run that by y'all because game shows used to be the thing. I don't know. I miss it. I miss being able to go outside. I miss field day. I miss kickball and all that type of stuff. You just don't see that anymore. But that's what makes the 90s the last of the best. Like I always tell you all, if you want to come on here and debate, you want to argue, you want to, no, I don't think this is the best. No, I think I could have won that. Oh, you forgot to mention that. Come see me, the Nostalgia Queen. Hop over to prettynerdtimemachine.com, slide over to that contact section, and hit me up. We can set it up and we can get on here and debate like good grown-ups and have us a good nostalgic time. That's all we got for today's show, you guys. Y'all stay lit, you stay cool, stay nostalgic. Your squares. Check you later. Bye.